Namaskaram, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great privilege and a pleasure connecting to you once again on the topic of pragmatic leadership. So, we had several sessions so far, getting some perspective of what is this significance of a pragmatic leader, and we discussed many different concepts. So, going forward, I would like to add one more interesting aspects of the pragmatic leadership. So many a times we have the argument that we have not born as a leader, and hence that I will be a follower throughout my life. I had a colleague who joined as a typist, and then he continued as a typist for nearly about 35-40 years, and then he retired as a typist. And I had another colleague of mine who joined as a typist, and then he became the product designer, and then thereafter he pursued his career to the topmost position in the organization ladder. So one of the active ingredient that decides the career pursuits is how far you want to go. So many a times human beings are very satisfied with the status quo. When I say satisfied with the status quo, what it really means is that we are quite happy about what's happening in our life. There is no necessity to exert ourselves. And we always have an aversion towards any kind of changes, in life. So any change means we will have to learn the new tools and techniques, and then learn the new ways of living and so on and so forth. So we always have an aversion towards learning anything new. Now, for example, in the current COVID-19 scenario, that virtually whatever we have learned in the past have all become obsolete now. That means none of our old paradigms and the old way of living, etc., are no longer applicable. So that means we will have to survive, then we need to rediscover or discover new ways of doing things. So there is a famous saying that who grows in their life very rapidly to the topmost position is the one who is willing to unlearn. Many a times we feel the prosperity comes from learning more and more new things. Right from our childhood we have been conditioned in such a way that for you to grow in life you will have to learn new things. Learn the trick and doing it is the way in which we have all been conditioned. So with the result, there are many things we have learned in the past, maybe right from our childhood, are no longer applicable right now. Because as the things are continuously changing, one has to unlearn certain things. That means what you have learned is no longer applicable, you need to drop them. So Heraclitus 2500 years ago said that you can't step into the same river twice. One common man will argue, what does that really mean? I can step into the river any number of times, the river is the same, I am the same. But in reality what Heraclitus is saying, as the water is continuously flowing, the first time when you put your foot down in the river was different. And second time when you are putting your foot inside the river is different and you are different. Because our body cells are dying and a new person is generated by the body. They say once in 7 years your complete constitution is rebuilt in your body. That means you are no longer the same human being you were 7 years ago. So having said that, change is something totally inevitable in life, and everything around us is continuously changing. And when you see the nature, for example, The seasons are changing, the day and night is changing. So there will be a continuous change happening in the human evolution. So going forward, we are not willing to unlearn, we will not be able to survive at all. So unlearning is essentially dropping something which we have learned some time back. And what is the relearning is something, the old methods have to be dropped and new methods have to be learned. So that means somebody said that 85% is unlearning and about 10% is relearning, and only 5% is really learning that matters for your progress in your life. So kindly keep this in your mind that for anybody to lead a team of people or the organization, he must be willing to change on a continuous basis. So I look forward to see you with more and more insightful kind of anecdotes in the context of a pragmatic leadership. Thank you very much. It's a great pleasure and privilege talking to you on this topic. God bless you.